The Underdog Jets Podcast is back, and it's all about week one. Can you imagine? It was just April, and we had so long to wait, Wayne. I mean, this is the first week I'm sort of getting excited. I don't know about you, but good evening. How are you today?
Good. Same thing, man. It feels like it was never going to come, but you were days away from seeing what we have in the 2024 season. So yeah, I'm trying to hold in my excitement, but I'm looking so much forward to Monday night.
Yeah, the juices are starting to flow. Like I'm ready to run through a wall. But if I did that at my age now, I'd probably be in a hospital for a month. Niners. So well, actually, first let's go to Michael Carter. We
Yeah.
saw the deal, 3 years, a little over 30 million. I think it could reach up to 32 million. Guarantees were right around 18 or 19. I'll confirm it once you start talking, but to me, it's a great move. When people think about slot, and again, you're the godfather, so no better person to talk about than you. When people think about slot, they think about, oh, third receiver, third corner.
Yeah.
It's never been that way, and it's even more so not that way now because slot, you could be the number one guy. And Michael Carter, he's the highest paid slot corner in the league now, and I think it's deserved.
Yeah. It's nice to start locking up these guys. 'Cause we want to keep them obviously, but yeah, slot receivers became more a specialty. And now I remember Ted Cottrell, he was defense coordinator of the Bills when he came.
Herm,
They
yeah.
drafted Antoine Winfield, the original, not the junior,
Yep.
just to cover me twice a year, and I think another team had a slot. So yeah, it's a specific thing. And you would think, why doesn't some of the number ones go in the slot? It's different when you got a two-way go, three-way go. When they're on the outside, they have that out of bounds as a second defender. So yeah, you gotta play a little different when you're playing in the slot. So I'm glad we signed them up.
Yeah, think about it. It changed once base personnel turned
Yeah.
from two running backs,
Yeah.
fullback and a halfback, into three receivers.
Yeah. Well, now you see starting lineups. It used to be quarterback, running back, fullback, two receivers. Now they don't have a list of fullback. It's running back, three receivers, tight end. So yeah, game is completely different now. But yeah, lock him up, lock Sauce up at some point. Or Reed. Now, how many years does Reed have left?
This is it. This is his last year, and he's the guy. I mean, I know we both like him, but he's the big question mark for next year now.
Next question. They're saying with his signing and something else that they've freed up some good money, and wondering what they're setting themselves up for with salary cap. Are they looking? Some people said Devontae Adams will be there by Halloween. Are they looking at someone else? Because we're opening up cap space at a weird time of year.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything regarding certain players out there. I think the main thing people are turning their attention to, obviously, is a guy named Hassan Reddick. We'll talk about him later, but in terms of anyone else, not really. I think it's more. I think it's more. This is more in the plan. Douglas planned to lock up MC2 early and around this time because it makes more sense now. You could rely on him. He's never hurt. And also, he's a former safety. Think about having a safety as a slot corner. That is incredible for run support and in between the ear stuff.
And yeah, I mean, they locked up Quincy, and Mosley. I think he'll want to come back. I mean, he's just the elder statesman there. But I had a question about the signings. I know Trent Williams is signed, best tackle in the league.
Yes.
Ayuk signed.
And
Pearsall, unfortunately, got shot at an appearance. What is the availability of? I don't think Pearsall, but the other two. I mean, they've been in camp for less than a week. I thought that was going to be a huge advantage if neither of them could really play full speed.
Yeah, they'll be playing. I saw Trent arrived at practice this week, so he's going to be good to go. Ayuk as well, and then McCaffrey. He's had a calf all summer.
Yeah.
You get Jordan Mason, folks, on your fantasy teams, by the way, just in case. But I think all three will play. So I think the Niners will be at full go.
Listen, we'll take what we can get. We don't want them at full strength.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't practiced all together, so that mesh. I mean, Trent's been in the league a long time, and Ayuk's there, but yeah, you know what I mean. Get TMC a little, not 100%, but listen, all these statistics we talk about with Rodgers over the last years, if his team doesn't give up a lot of points. I just saw Monday night, 10-0, like 20 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 10-0 Monday Night Football. Now, listen, all these statistics mean, yeah, you still got to play the game, but these are not small sample size. These are not outliers. This is how he plays, and it's just different playing a night game than just a regular Sunday game. I'll get into that a little bit. Did you know that he's 10-0 on Monday Night Football?
I did not. That's incredible. I did not. The stat you gave me last week that blew me away was the
35-2.
Yeah. Defensive points allowed, was it?
If they give up 20 or less, he's 35-2 in like the last 6-7 years. 35-2. So people know Monday night, like usually in the morning, Sunday, you get up, there's 1 or 2 buses to take, you get there, the snap. But on Monday nights, Sunday, it's different. You got to decide if you want to get up early and eat, then nap, or sleep late and switch meals. But he's 10-0. I remember playing Mondays. I like that. Some people didn't want that much time to think about it.
Yes.
The game's late. What's going to happen to snap? But it's weird. But some people just, when the lights are the brightest, they bring their best game. And obviously, it didn't work out last year, but he's the kind of guy that shows up when everybody's watching. There's no other games on the schedule. And
think about it. Last year, he was juiced up for that opening game. Yeah. And he even admitted it in the book. He shout out Ian O'Connor, Aaron Rodgers, Out of the Darkness. It's a great book. Read it. Get it today, fans. He admitted it. He should have gotten rid of the ball, but he was so juiced up. He wanted to make a play and, got hurt. So he's going to be ready for sure.
Yeah, it's a freak thing, but what is that?
Look at this. Oh, I spotted this on Twitter. You got Champ Bailey, Wayne Chrebet, Curtis Martin, John Abraham, Arrington, and Coles. It's right. Coles was on Washington. Yeah. I think this was the first ever, and Jets fans in the comments, we'll get to your comments and questions. Ask Wayne anything. Also, subscribe at JetX on YouTube. Yeah. We just released it last week. People started asking about call-ins because a lot of other live shows do call-ins where you can go on camera and talk to us. We're going to start doing that for members. So sign up today. I think this was the first NFL kickoff on a Thursday night.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and back then, it was, they had, 5 or 6 guys from our team, but it's fun to be in there with Lavernius. But wow.
Is that Britney Spears?
What's that, Britney?
Is that Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting too old. I can't even identify.
They put the good-looking guys up front.
How was Britney? Was she nice to all of you?
I don't know. They look nice. Let me look at the comments real fast. First comment was Dakota J. First thing he said was LFG Jets time to F and win. Bigger than yes. You got to throw the F word in there. Just the excitement.
It means a lot more when you do so.
Yeah, it's just Michael Pieper, Jets winning Super Bowl. He said contracts. Yeah, contracts are out of control.
Yeah, they are.
Thank you. Mike Pieper said salute to Wayne's dog. Yeah, she's walking around. Chris Cortez. Let's go Jets. I love it. Rollo, Greg, I like to give shout outs. Wayne and Robbie, LFG.
Oh, my mom is in here. Look at that. Hey, Mom.
Who's that?
Look at it right here.
That's your mom?
Love you too, Mom. Happy watching.
That's awesome. Rodgers statistically is 18-10. Yeah, listen, stats, what I mean, records are for DJs. Is that what they say?
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, as far as longevity and stuff happening, it's not a coincidence that some people play better on Monday nights or Sunday nights. I think quarter of my touchdowns are on night games over my career. It just happened that way.
Is it really?
Kev Chada, trade a sign, even if he signs, won't put it. Yeah, listen, someone who's giving him bad advice, or a lot of people, he almost owes $5 million. A big difference between making 15 and 10. At some point, he's going to have to swallow his pride and just, walk through. And not apologize, but just be like, all right, I'm ready to play.
Yeah, and listen, Kev_Chatta, thanks for the message, but even if he signs, he won't put in 100% effort. He says doubtful
He wants to
because
yeah.
you can't put that on film, and if you do, you will sacrifice all the money you're looking for next year.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, he's just stupid. Eagle fan, yeah. Make PS2 getting his contract. Yeah, Patrick Surtain making all that money. Certainly, the next person up is going to want. I think Jamar Chase wants $1 more than Jefferson. They always want $1 more. So yeah, Sauce is going to come. All these guys are going to come up, but the salary cap is increasing so much, and the way they could structure these things and restructure, I wouldn't worry about them. Not, we're not to that point yet of signing Sauce and all those young guys. There's
it's become the Price is Right, Wayne, where one guy gets a contract, the next guy bids $1 extra. It's and you know what's funny? The quarterbacks have gotten so out of control that there's talk that the cap, people are trying to put a plan in place where the quarterbacks are their separate cap. They don't count towards the team cap. Do you think that's a good idea or no?
I don't know. Like I said, guys are smart, like Douglas and the rest of this, management there to figure it out. But yeah, just think about it. This team's, besides Rodgers, this has been built through the draft.
Yeah, for sure.
The core of this team, which is not only the case, there's been teams like, Packers always did it that way. Chiefs for longevity. This isn't like an all or bust this year. I know Rodgers, play a year or two, but this team is built to sustain, winning. J. Gerald Freeman, in my eyes, Wayne is the best Jet to ever wear the uniform. Been a fan. You're since so good. I appreciate it. Thank you. If Garrett Wilson has another massive season, his contract is going to be insane as well. If I can, I'll chip in $100 towards his $100 million to keep him.
Same.
Yeah. If I got Terrence, what's going on, fellows? Jets. Yeah, I like that. There's some new faces in here. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah, we're looking. Oh yeah, we restructured Conklin, and someone else that freed up $8 million. Yeah,
and
it's
Quincy too, I believe.
It's interesting.
And think about the salary right now. Like you said, Breece, Garrett, Sauce will all need new deals down the line.
Yeah.
So right now is the highest ceiling they have in terms of talent, because when they sign those guys, on paper it won't look as talented, but that's where development and drafting comes in, like you said. Yeah. So right now is the time to strike because they have the talent, and Rodgers is no dummy. He knew that when he came here.
Yeah. Eagle fan, when you were the only guy never worried about losing back when the contract talks were happening. Worried about losing Wilson or Breece, but you're right. It's way too early to think about that. If you win, everybody gets paid.
There was one moment in your Jets career where you didn't think about leaving, but there was a moment when what was it, early 2000s, your last contract?
Yeah. I was, I talked to Woody. I'm like, do you want me here? Yeah. I want to be here. Yeah. It was done in like
And it was done. Okay.
Yeah. It was just like, I want to make this in the first 3 years, because nothing was guaranteed back then. And he wanted to pay me this. I was like, just stretch it out. And the worst thing is I never got the last 3 years of it because I got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really matter. But these guys realize, I talked to Garrett Wilson. He understands if you win in New York, there is nothing like it. The money you can make during and after your career, if you are, a Mount Rushmore for a New York team or for the Jets, you can't match it playing for a different franchise, win or lose.
Here's one, Wayne. Dylan Samanza, what are the odds we let Jermaine walk? Can't pay them all. I think they're very low, as long as Jermaine doesn't fall off a cliff. I don't expect that. I think he'll be locked up as well. And why I think that is because of Huff. They let Huff walk, not because they didn't want him, but because you could only sign so many guys in the long-term core. And obviously Jermaine and McDonald are those two guys, as if everything works out. So I don't see Jermaine walking.
No, they're going to stagger it somehow. You can't in 1 week, give, $300 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you got a quarterback like this that wants to win. All of a sudden he redoes it and there's 20 million available. And things happen. People get cut. People get hurt. But there's no reason to start thinking about who's going to be here 2 years or 3 years or 5-year options. You can't think about that. Just think about the positives. We have these people now, and let's do the best we can. We can't worry about, who's going to be out of town when the contract comes up. I'm just driving nuts.
That's for the offseason. That's for Douglas. And now that the season is here, Wayne, week 1 Niners, what do you expect on Monday night? Anything jump off the page right away? I know last year one of the things was they didn't get off to good starts in games, but then they'd make adjustments and slowly catch up. I don't know if they're going to get off to good. I think this season they'll be better getting off to good starts because, especially early in the season, because they trained so hard. They went harder this offseason in camp. Yeah. But I don't know about Monday night. I could see Monday night getting off to a slow start.
I am glad they're on the road because you go in there. It's Monday night.
Good point.
One of the NFC favorites. You're going in there. You're locking arms, you're on the road. They're going to boo you. They're going to all this stuff. And it not that it motivates you more, but there's something to be said of going there and setting the tone for the season. And
feel more connected as a team too.
You get a big win at home. It's good. But when you go out on the road and you pick that one up, whether you win by a little or a lot, it holds a lot more water. And then the second game, you come home 2-0 or something like that, you're rolling, dude. But I wouldn't have mind starting on the road.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Starting on the road is probably better. You feel more connected as a team. It's you against the world. So I haven't thought about that. It's a hell of a point.
Listen, for the fans and for everybody else, when you have a home game, it's everybody's calling for tickets. Your family, your friends, your old babysitters, volleyball coach. I mean, it's everybody. Everyone wants tickets. And you got to coordinate that. Where are they going to sit? Who doesn't like who? You got to separate them. And your girlfriends in one section and your wives are in the other section.
It's like a wedding every Sunday.
It's just like it's just too much drama staying in the hotel. People try to see you. They're in town. When you're on the road, you go in there. Things are set. You eat. You sleep. Play your video games, and then you go in. It's a business trip. You go in there, you take care of business, and show out, and that's a good thing. I'm telling you, there's no distractions on the road.
Yeah. So I mean, but by the time we end this podcast, we'll get into predictions, and a couple of surprise play. Actually, let's do that now. Surprise players for the year. I mean, we know the names. Offensively and defensively, do any guys jump out on you? Let's start with the offense. I think the candidates for me are Xavier Gibson in terms of biggest surprise player. Braylon, obviously, too, but Breece is going to have a hell of a year. Is anyone on your mind right now in terms of surprise player?
I was mentioning early. Did Corley end up having a decent camp?
It was solid. So the best thing about him is it seemed to get better as the camp went along.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to get more comfortable running routes.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, he's going to dress. He's not going to be a scratch. And he's going to have 5 to 8 or maybe 8 to 10 offensive plays a game where he's running jet motion or orbit or something like that.
Gotcha. Now, Gibson, now in the return game with the change of rules and everything that's going on, second year, more confidence, probably be getting the ball not inside the 10 every time. They're driving, we stop them, and it happened a lot. We had to bend but don't break. The way our defense is, he could be catching these balls, at midfield, and he showed what he can do in that. Garrett's going to have a sick year.
Yeah, he is.
I know, you can't really key on him as much because Mike Williams is back.
We haven't even seen him. We haven't even seen Rodgers throw to him yet. And they have by now, but he didn't get to teams until the end, and there were no media availability for that.
Fine. Get in there with the 15, 20 reps and then build up. Lazard, I seen Lazard make plays, in training camp and this and that. I'm telling you, it's like picking up a new guy. He was last year. He went in the tank as soon as Aaron went down. I hate to say it. You got to be a professional and continue with a backup, but you could just see he's just acting different.
The frustration.
As far as volume, Garrett's the guy. But every so often, he's going to hit Lazard in 30, 40 yards. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just going to
Mike Williams, too.
Yeah, and we're going to be like, oh, we missed that last year. Same guy, different person. You know what I mean?
I kind of see Garrett and Xavier as the volume, and then Conklin volume 2, and Brees volume. Yeah. Brees is going to catch the ball a lot. And then Mike Williams and Lazard down the field, play action, hit them on 1st and 10 downfield.
Yeah. And you forget, and then you got the backup running back, going downhill. Braylon Allen. Listen, the line, is Vera Tucker back 100%?
Yep. The line is fully healthy. They're fully healthy there. Tyron Smith had his veteran days this summer, but was healthy the entire time for the most part. So they're a unit. They're ready to roll. And think about Jets fans listening to this. Think about their injuries right now. There are none.
Right.
I mean, we got Leaky Fotu on IR. They have Malik Taylor on IR and Yeboah. And I think that's it. So other than Reddick, they're at full health. And they went harder this summer than they have ever did under Saleh.
Yeah, they did it smart.
Yes.
And people like, when it was bad weather, guys didn't listen. It's about maintenance, about getting to the season, trying to get in game shape as possible. But you got 3 new starting linemen plus a 4th in Vera Tucker. You got a new receiver, Mike Williams, plus Lazard. I count him as a new acquisition almost.
It's true. And Corley.
Yeah, and listen, and the guys who were decent backups last year got a lot of experience. They were starters. Now they're backups. So depth, veterans, youth. I hate to talk like this. It's just, let's just get to the first game.
I know.
On paper, I've seen.
It gets to a point where you could only say so much. Like you're just ready. You just got to get to it. Terrence Hill, Garrett Wilson will average 10 catches a game. I said it first. That's Gretzky S numbers. That's 170 receptions, my friend.
Listen, he's going over 100. I mean, just the way they play and this and that. But there'll be enough. There'll be enough to go around. But you could legit have, Williams and Lazard and Garrett. You could have 3 guys with 8 to 10 touchdowns. It's just
for sure.
There's that much to go around. What did Bill Belichick say about the Jets?
Oh, yes. Fans still aren't accustomed to Media Bill, who is I kind of hate it because growing up I hated the man. And I hate that he has somewhat of a personality on these media shows, being a talking head. But he was saying good things about the Jets, so fans are going crazy. Belichick saying good things, and he just said he admitted and told everyone, "Hey, this offense has a ton of talent, and it's difficult to stop with good quarterback play. You got Brees Hall, who might be the best in the game, a great running back, and a great receiver with Garrett. They're going to be a nightmare."
Here's a good question from Johnny Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Who will have the first touchdown for our Jets?
There we go. That's a good question.
I'm not sure who it's going to be, but my feeling it will be from the 20 out, 15, 20 out. It's not going to be like a, mush up the middle to 1-2 yard. I think they're coming in hot.
Red zone fringe, like take a shot from the 25-yard line, 30-yard line.
They're taking a shot. I don't think it's going to be some boring 12. It's not going to be a 12-play drive. I'm telling you that. They're coming out, mean business, and you see the dog.
Yeah. She liked that question, I think.
Yeah. So no, that's a good question, but geez, watch him start with Lazard. That would be
you could.
Comes out.
It could be, man. I'll go. Good call with red zone fringe. I'll go 22-yard seam to Conklin, right down the seam.
That'd be something. But
that's what I'll go. That's what I'll go.
They're not coming out conservative, dude. I know people are like, just run the ball, get past the 4th play. They're on grass one thing, but it's just Yeah, they're not coming in like, easing into it. They're not coming out to do that. I know people might expect that.
See, I understand why people expect that, but I agree with you because you know why? Because Rodgers, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback who his talent is his brain and he takes what the defense gives them. And what are the Niners going to do? They're going to pressure the Jets early. Like they're going to be aggressive. It's just natural. So with that, Rodgers is going to attack downfield.
Yeah. They're in trouble. They bring. Did you see in camp? The Giants guy was like faking that he was going to blitz, and Rodgers goes, "You're not coming back up."
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yep, I saw it. He's like, I got him on another play with the cadence.
That's so funny.
It was interesting too. One of the tidbits I didn't hear it when I was there because you can't hear what's going on at the line, but on the documentary, Rodgers started the team sessions with, okay, let's be perfect on the cadence today. So your leader is not starting small, but starting with the fundamentals. Okay, let's be perfect here. Be perfect here because the little things like that mean all the difference in the world.
Yeah, listen, I know a little more serious from Coach Sala with the mistakes and penalties and stuff like that.
Right.
There's been games where a lot of drive enders with penalties, early penalties and taking sacks. Rodgers doesn't really take sacks. We had problems with other quarterbacks taking sacks more, not a lot, and also third down, getting off the field and, late hits out of bounds, late hits on the quarterback, inopportune times. So you eliminate that stuff. I mean, you can't go in there and, be 1st and 20 on the first series.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So a lot of that has been eliminated. And part of that is Aaron's not going to take any of that shit in the huddle. You do something, he's being in your face. There was no leader like that. Tyron's going to be in your face.
Yes.
Brees and Garrett, they're vets now. They have the right to say whatever they want to anybody who doesn't do it.
Do you remember Marino?
You're going to see it on their face. You know what I mean?
Right. Do you remember Marino when you were playing and or even watching before you got into the league, how mad he would get at refs and his own team? Marino was the nastiest quarterback I ever saw as a kid.
Right. So, listen, how many times do you see someone complain in basketball or football and Parcells about something? You get that makeup call at some point.
Yeah.
You complain enough about someone getting held, they'll call holding on it. You know what I mean? You complain about this, you got to lean on them. Marino yelled at him. You got to let them know you're not going to stand for it. I mean, they're holding, they can't call it every time. You know what I mean? But
it's a good coaching strategy. Hey, they can't. You're right. They can't call it every time. So why not push the envelope?
Yeah, just because you hold them for 20 yards and they would have 40, 50-yard touchdown. No, just
situational. Yeah, situational. There's times where you can get away with certain things, and that's good coaching. That's part of good coaching, doing it that way. So. Hey, we got a couple minutes left, folks. Get your final questions in, and we're going to end it on, we'll do it here. Wayne, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Final prediction, score, Jets-Niners, Monday night.
Well, if they go 28 and less, we're going to win. I would say 28-17.
Wow, me and you were really close. I was on a show earlier today, and I said 27-20, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're right there. You said 28-17?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think we win, and we end the game with our offense on the field.
Nice. And that final victory formation with Rodgers taking the knee and the camera on him, I could see that. I could see that playing out.
So, the play is, everybody, 6 tight diamond, take a knee. That's the play. 6 tight diamond, take a knee. And I could see Rodgers. I don't know if he's just going to take a knee, but he's going to carry the ball off the field. And so, that's going to be the start of something. So,
did you ever get to be the deep guy on the victory formation?
Oh, yeah. We got to go back in the film. So, you're 10 yards back. I got in the Bronco Nagurski I was in a 3-point stance from my arm like this. They dared me to do it. It was hysterical. And I stayed like that in the 3-point stance.
Who dared you? Do you remember?
Probably Vinny some shit, but
Eh,
at that point, who cares?
yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So
probably during 98 too. Who knows?
Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I know we have some future meet and greets and chats and all that stuff. But when are we gonna talk? Tuesday? After the Monday night game?
Yeah, I figure I'm leaving for San Fran on Sunday, coming back Tuesday. So we could do Tuesday, the day after. I think that's pretty good.
We'll see. We'll see what comes out, Tuesday, if you want to go Wednesday, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to
do. Aren't you going somewhere tomorrow night? You want to plug it here?
No, I'm
okay.
blackjack dealing down in Atlantic City.
Okay.
I don't think it's a public thing, but
I forgot. I didn't know if it was an announcement type thing or not. Gotcha.
No, I have some public stuff coming up. I'll let her. I know I'm doing a watch party Monday night for the Jets Niners down in like Morristown or something, but not sure if it's open to public or there's tickets. But I'll post it on the site.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, check out Wayne's social media to stay up to date and share this video. Like the video, please. And for audio only people, go to iTunes and Spotify and become a member. We're gonna start doing live call-in soon, so you and Wayne could get acquainted. All right, we are on to San Fran, and we'll see if everyone's happy or sad next Tuesday.
We will be happy.
That's it. From your lips to God's ears, as many have said in the past. I'll see you, Wayne.